Are your relationship struggles robbing you of your happiness? Not sure what could help? Ritual can help you get answers, learn skills, and heal your connection to your partner. Not long from now, your relationship can be a source of joy, love, and pride. Ritual provides you with the most accessible relationship support with a one-on-one expert session weekly, along with video content to watch together or separately. Ritual is a science-backed service that offers relationship support from experienced clinicians. You can schedule short, focused sessions at times that work for you and your partner. Use the link to get 20% off of your first month subscription of Ritual.
Good morning. All right, I wanted to jump on early this morning and talk with my ladies. As y'all know, that's predominantly who my channel is for my ladies. And I want to try to catch my ladies between 18 and 30. I want to try to catch them young if I can, because there are a lot of fatal mistakes being made by women when they're younger. And by the time you hit 35, 40, 45, I mean, my advice is different. It's just, I'll say this. My advice is the same, but different. Your options are different, and that just is what it is. However, you're going to have to come to some harsh realizations by the time you hit 35, 40, 45, 50. And again, it's not to say that it's over. It's not to say that you can't marry or have children or have the life that you want. However, it may look very different than how you saw it going. So I just want you to keep that in mind. All right, I'm actually waffling back and forth because I need to eat something. Oh, and you know what? Do I want to go back for my protein smoothie? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to get it when I come back because I'm headed to the airport this afternoon, headed to Houston. And so, I'm going to cut this together because I got to get something to eat. But while I'm on the way there, and, I have a lot of women, like I said, 40s and up. And that advice is going to look the same, but a little different. You're going to vet a man the same. The vetting process never changes. And I want you to hear me and hear me well. The vetting process of the man that you're interested in does not change from the time you're 18 until you're 95. You vet a man the exact same way. You're going to feel the pressure when you're older, 30s, 40s, 50s, like you're going to feel some pressure on you and you're going to want to take shortcuts. Don't do that. Do not take shortcuts because you're going to not be in a great place to call yourself trying to take a shortcut. Don't do that. Do not take shortcuts. So stick to the plan, stay on the road, stay on the road I put you on, and stick to the plan. Because as women get older, they start wanting to take shortcuts, and that's when all the problems start. Don't do that. Do not take shortcuts, okay? I cannot express that enough. Do not take shortcuts. But to my younger women, and think about it, time is on your side when you're younger. That's a big part of it, just time. Just time is on your side. I'm on the second half of my life. So things that I would have done in the first half of my life or in the first 20, 30 years of my life, like I'm not interested in that anymore. I wouldn't do it that way. I wouldn't do those things anymore. I'm on the second half of my life. And in some regards, because I have experienced a full life, I have experienced being married and having children. My children are grown. There's almost like this, in some ways, there's almost like this resurgence of, being able to take risks again and being able to, do things again that I would have done in my 20s. One of the things that's on my bucket list is I always wanted to live out of the country. That was one of the things I told myself I would do, is I would live out of the country for 1 year. And I never got to do that before I got married and have children. But, now I technically could do that. I technically could find some sort of way to make that dream a reality. So there's some dreams that you can return to when you get older, and depending on what you've done with your life and how your life looks, there's some things you can you can go back to your 20s and do those things. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no part of me that wants to like go out here and sleep with a bunch of men or have one night stands or any foolishness like that. For the most part, that's not something I ever wanted to do. I'm not interested in that. But I'd love to live outside of the country. That's a dream that I had in my 20s that I technically didn't fulfill, and I would love to do that. So, but this little brief talk today is entitled, "You Need to Fire Any Man That Don't Want the Job of Husband." Okay? You need to fire him. So ladies, you have a company. You have a thriving business. You have a thriving company. You're the CEO of that company. And you're looking to hire someone. You're looking to hire someone high up in that company. And that person should have certain qualifications. That person should have certain education or whatever your standard is, right? So when we think about the hiring process, that's where your standards come in. What does that person need to have? What are the standards that you have set for that person you want to hire? And so for everyone, that's going to look different. My standards may not be the same as your standards, and the next woman's standards may not be the same as my standards. So that part is okay. Every woman should have a standard. I do stress that standard should be set high. Some of y'all's standards are too low, but your self-esteem is also low. So your standards can only be as high as your self-esteem. So that right there is telling you have some inner work to do. And what I find is a real hoot is that some of these toxic women will say, well, you'll accept coffee dates and you'll accept ice cream dates and you'll go and work out and go walk in the park and go on hikes. And that must mean your self-esteem is low. Sweetheart, first of all, you and I are not built the same. We're not going in the same direction. I'm using a long-term dating strategy. You're using short-term, let me just milk a man for his money strategy. We're not the same, okay? We're not built the same, okay? My intention for dating is totally different than yours, all right? I'm talking to the women whose intention for dating is to eventually get to courtship and eventually get into a solid relationship, engagement, and marriage, okay? That's who I'm talking to. If you're out here just trying to milk men and get everything you can get and have fun and post a bunch of pictures on Instagram, do you. I'm not talking to you. This is not for you. Okay? This is for the women who are marriage minded, who want to meet a man for something serious, long term, investment, all of that. Okay, let me get back on track. So you have this opening in your company, and just like any man out there looking for a job, right? He's going to come across the ad. He's going to come across it on Indeed or wherever he finds it. And it's going to have minimum requirements, minimum and preferred. So this is the minimum. This is preferred that we want you to have, and this and that. And then this is this, and then this is what you're going to get if you hired. These are the benefits that come along with the job. This is what you're going to get when you get hired, right? So, yeah, I want you to say that. What will this man get if he's hired? And in what time frame will he get those benefits when he's hired? What are the options, right? But here's the thing. So the man gets an interview, and good companies like Apple, like Google, it ain't just one interview. It's interview after interview after interview. And remember we talked about the 3-point inspection system? It ain't the same person having the interview. Okay, so it's multiple people doing the interview of that person. See, that's where y'all mess up. You don't have no friends. You don't have no family. You don't have no male in your life. Anyone else that can assess this person. But that's what high-end companies do. You have an interview with the HR manager, then you have an interview with the person you're going to be working closer to, then you have an interview with somebody else on the team. Like, that's what y'all need to do. Okay? Interview after interview after interview. And then if you decide, okay, I think I want to offer this person, the position. I want to send them an offer letter and offer them the position. They come on. There may even be a period where, okay, let's see how this goes. We're not going to throw the full benefits package out there just yet. Let's give you 30, 60, 90 days and see how this go. And that's when your benefits will kick in and all that other stuff. But y'all are out here. First of all, you have no process, and you out here letting people that technically don't even want the job, you letting them have access to your time, have access to your life, have access to your body, and they don't even want the job. They're like, nah, I'm here for the benefits, but I'm not here to put in no work. I'm not here to invest. I'm not here to, I'm not here for that. I want the benefits. I like the idea of working for the company. I like the idea of the benefits, but I'm not here to put in no work. I'm not here to put in no long hours or add any value to the company. I just like the benefit. Because think about it. I would love to work for Apple. I would love to work for Google and all these other, high places where, I would love all that. And I would love all those benefits. Them places come with a lot of cool benefits. But I ain't trying to do work like that. I'm not built for that. So that's where a lot of y'all mess up. There has to be skin in the game. There has to be investment. And a lot of y'all, it's like you giving away all the benefits of being with that company. And this person don't even want the job. They don't even want the job. All right, y'all, I'll be right back. I'm back. All right. So you need to fire any man that does not want the job of husband. That's it. You have to go through the process. You have to go through the hiring process. You have to have standards. You have to have a job description. You have to know what you want, what you don't want, and what you need. But you all are letting men who do not even want the job. You're letting them stick around too long. You're giving them all the benefits of the job, and they're not working the job. They're not investing. They're not bringing value. Like, all of us would love a job at Google. All of us would love a high post job at Apple or any of these, Amazon, any of these other big high post companies. We would all love that. And yet, we don't all have that because their hiring process is very stringent and there are standards and requirements. And you as a woman should have that as well. Okay? But I find it so interesting. Now, I'm a woman of a certain age, right? And I find it so interesting that we have replaced the word placeholder with situationship. I was actually, as someone who's interested in linguistics and words, I love words, I said, it kind of hit me like, okay, what was once known as the placeholder or the time waster is now called a situationship. I find that fascinating because in my world, it's like you're all but trying to legitimize. It's like you're trying to legitimize what's happening. And do not use that word. Do not use situationship because you're actually trying to legitimize having your time wasted. You're actually trying to legitimize not being the woman he really wants. Like, we need to keep it old school. Time waster, placeholder, number 2, the runner up, the booby prize. We need to keep it old school. You all are trying to legitimize something. So it's sort of kind of a relationship, but no, it's really not. It's really not. And remember, we talked about words and actions aligning. It's not even good enough that he's acting like a boyfriend. If he has not verbally claimed you, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's not under a verbal contract. You can't hold him to anything because he did not say with words, You're my woman. I'm your man. We're together. We're dating exclusive. He did not say it with words. Okay? So, stop trying to legitimize what is happening, which is this man does not want the job of husband. And as I've said countless times, you should only be dating men who would make a good father and a good husband. And I'm going to be honest with you all. A lot of women get tripped up on this one thing alone. You waste so much time on men that would not be good fathers and would not be good husbands, all in the name of, he's hot, he's exciting, he's mysterious, he's a bad boy, he's whatever, it's all based on some sort of fantasy you have in your head. And, it's just like a lot of red pill guys, a lot of male podcasts say, once women get older, once that gets old, once they get hurt a lot, now all of a sudden they want the husband material man. Now all of a sudden they want the good father. We got to work on that. We have to work on that. And we have to make, being a man of high character and high quality, we have to make that the standard. But you all are dating men that are unemployed, dating men that are driving your car, dating men that you're taking care of. They're living with you. That's abominable. Like, I can't believe we've fallen this far. That's absolutely abominable. I want you to try to move into my place. I want you to suggest moving in with me. I already told y'all, I've never, ever, the two men I have lived with, I live with them. They were like, yeah, get your stuff and come here. Okay. They're not moving in with me. That's insane. That's insane. So when I see this thing happening more and more, it's like, yeah, and he moved in and he moved into my house. He moved into my place. It's like the standard is so low. No. I move in with you, I move into your place. We'll get a place together. Those are the only options in my world. But you're not coming over here. And look, I dated one guy, this is a guy I dated long term, where that was his fear. Like, at one point we broke up because his fear was, okay, this is getting really serious. One of us is gotta make a move or whatever. It's getting really serious. And you know what he thought? He actually said this when we were talking, maybe 2 months after the breakup. He's like, yeah, I thought you were going to ask me to move into your place, or I thought you were going to want me to move into your house. I was like, hell no. Like, where did you get that? Like, it was a whole made up narrative. And I said to myself, you don't know Anita. Like, Anita don't want that. Anita not going to ever say that, ever, ever, ever. But that was like his fear. Like, that he didn't want to do that. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is getting really serious. And Anita's going to want to take it to the next level. I don't want to move into her place. I was like, no. I said, if it's going to become serious, number one, it will include an engagement with a ring. And number two, we will sit down and create a plan on what to do with our houses. And we will get a house together. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was very clear that I wasn't moving into his house. Like, that wasn't going to happen. And I have my good reasons. He does not live in a great neighborhood. His house is very small. So I made it very clear I wasn't moving in with him because his house is too small and he doesn't live in a great neighborhood. So that wasn't going to happen. But we would have to come together. We'd have to put our heads together and find a place. That's all that was going to happen. But he had all these fears that he never expressed. It was weird. And he would, self-sabotage. He would self-sabotage the relationship, or, it was crazy. I mean, he was a fearful avoidant, so that had a lot to do with it. But there were a lot of things that were rolling around in his head that were left unsaid. And so that's why we got to say them. We got to use words. We got to talk. We got to either write it down or say it out of our mouth. We got to let people know, hey, I'm really feeling you, and it feels like we're going somewhere, but I just want to let you know I don't feel comfortable moving into your place or moving on your side of town. Like, you just use words. You just use words, but got some bad habits. Got some bad habits, and some of y'all have this, well, he's over here all the time, but he technically doesn't live here. Excuse me. He technically doesn't live here. That's what I hear a lot. He's over here all the time, but okay, it's still the same. I hate to break it to you, but it's the same. It's the exact same. You're doing the same thing. A man is all but emasculating himself by choosing, even if the man chooses it. Like, to me, it's a big red flag. Masculine men do not move in to women's places or apartments, or they don't. They don't. They're like, nope, I will figure it out. I'll get my own place. I'll figure out what I want to do, but it's not going to be moving into your place. Because guess what? Guess what every man's fear is? What is every man's fear is having his woman and him get into it and she go, get out! Get out! And can I be real? That's what a lot of y'all do. That's what a lot of y'all do. So it's not an unreal fear. It's a real fear, because that's what y'all do. Y'all get mad. You realize, oh, you in my place. You in my house. Get out. And there we go. And the emasculation has begun. So I keep telling men that I work with, never, ever, ever move in with a woman. Never move into her place. Never spend most of your time over there. Nope. You either, see her here and there. You let her come to you. If you have a roommate, I tell men, even if you have a roommate, you still bring her to your place. Oh, well, I have a roommate, so we be over at her place. She have her own place, and I have a roommate. I don't care. I don't care. You keep a balance of power, because when you start doing stuff like that, the balance of power will tip. That's what I tell men. So now y'all know what I'm telling them. Do not move in with no woman. Period. And y'all know how I feel about living together when you're not married anyway. So that's for a whole nother video. I'll have to, make a whole nother video about that. Being a free wife. That's like giving a man a position at your company, letting him have all the benefits, and you paying him, and he not doing no work. He not showing up. He not doing no work. But he has a position here. He gets a check, but he don't add no value. He don't do no work. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I do not believe in free sex, and I do not believe in free wife. Okay? I don't. It costs. And remember, it's not about what he's buying. It's not about where he's taking you. It's going to cost you your heart. It's going to cost you your time. It's going to cost you your energy and your effort. It's going to cost you your investment. That's what we're saying when we say it costs. But y'all, the man ain't doing any of that, and you giving him everything. So no, I don't play those games. I'm not going to be a free wife, and I'm not giving out free sex hand over fist. That's not going to happen. Sorry. That's just not going to happen. Okay? But you need to fire any man that does not want the job of husband, period. Period. And if there's any part of you that's afraid to be alone, or any part of you that's, well, something is better than nothing, and, or I'll do this and this other thing. This don't make no sense. This don't make no sense, y'all. Well, I'll do this until something better comes along. So you call yourself making him the placeholder. That's what a lot of women do. They call themselves making the man the placeholder. We don't work that way, ladies. We fall in love. We fall in love. We see a man as our man, whether he say it with words or not. So this whole idea that you're going to make him the placeholder, it don't work that way. Women fall in love. That's how we're wired. We're doing a lot of things with you, and we going out with you, and we making love to you, and we cooking and cleaning and laying next to you. It's called fall in love. He's not a placeholder. Y'all love to throw that one out there. Well, I just, I'll do this until something better come along. So that, number one, that's a lie. Number two, because you are doing all these things with the man you're with, energetically, you are blocking anyone else from coming in. And so people will stay in these situationships, placeholders, or whatever. They'll stay in these type of situations forever. And it's because energetically other men see you as taken. Other men can energetically feel that you're with a man. And they're like, nope, that spot's already taken. She's already got a man. She's already with somebody. So that's the thing that I have to talk more about, is the energy that you're leading with. Because energetically, you don't have to say a word. And a man can pick up a lot about you. Energetically, you don't have to say a word. And a man can know things about you that either draw him in or repel him. We have to do another video about that, is the energy that precedes you. A lot of women are not aware of that. A lot of women have desperate energy. They have masculine energy. They have wounded energy. They have scared energy, fearful energy. And there's certain men that are drawn to that like a moth to a flame. Certain women have this empathic, this toxic empathy energy where, oh, I'm just going to love you through it. And whatever you got going on, I'm just going to be compassionate to a toxic point. And I'm just going to, let you treat me any old kind of way. And, because I just got to be loving. I just got to love you through it. And no, I don't got that. I don't got that. I don't got that. As soon as what you're doing is affecting me negatively, and I express to you, hey, and you say, oh, I got these problems and wounds and things from my past, and I've been hurt and I've been cheated on. Okay, but here's what you ain't gonna do. Here's what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna put that on me. You're not gonna wound me. You're not gonna do things to me that cause me to now have these issues, these problems, these wounds. No. You are hurting me with this behavior. This behavior must end. Okay? So as soon as I say that and it don't end, we good. I walk away. I go about my business, because at that point, you're not looking to grow. You're not looking to change. You're not looking, to work on yourself and figure out, okay, what do I need to do? And okay, you need to be on your own. You need to spend some time by yourself. But when loving you is hurting me, that's when we good, especially after I voice it. After we have a conversation and I let you know, I understand, you have this history, you have this going on, you have that going on, but the behaviors are hurtful. The behaviors are really, hurtful to me. They're bringing uncertainty. They're bringing instability. They're bringing unsafety. Like, once I say that and you don't try to figure it out, I'm good. I'm good. Okay? I'm going to go about my business. I'm going to wish you the best. And guess what? I'm not going to think about it again. I have women come to me. Well, I just be thinking about how is he and how is he doing? And, I just worry. I worry that he's going to hurt himself. I worry that he's going to. No, release that from your mind. And understand this. People who are hurting themselves and doing stuff to themselves and trying to take themselves out, that is a choice. It is a painful choice. And I don't know why, but people feel so bad, so guilty. That person is making a choice. They are making an incredibly painful, hurtful to their loved ones that live on. That's a very hurtful choice. But at the end of the day, because we're not in people's body, we're not in their skin, we're not with them 24/7, we can't stop it. We can't stop it. We can do our best, but trust me, you staying in a toxic situation to keep a man from hurting himself, really think about that. So you're willing to hurt yourself to keep him from hurting himself? Like, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that. I have a level of emotional health that says I love myself. And I am going to take care of myself. Above all else, I'm going to take care of myself. And I want more people to get to that point. More people have got to get to that point where they love themselves and they take care of themselves over everything. I'm going to take care of myself. And It's unfortunate that this person is not able to do that. They're not able to think of me or co-regulate with me. They're so deep in their trauma. They're so deep in their wounds that they can't help it or they can't help themselves. Okay. And I can have great compassion for that over there. All right. You won't be in a relationship with me. You'll be over there doing you. You will not be in a relationship with me. So we got to let go of this toxic empathy, this toxic compassion where we are just going to keep showing up and keep being there and keep trying to figure out. No, you got to be willing to go inside of you. You got to look at the shadows of you and say, what is it inside of me that keeps wanting to, that just keeps wanting to be hurt, that keeps wanting to just keep going in this cycle with this person. Like I'm hurting. I'm being done a certain way. I'm being treated poorly. Why do I keep wanting to hang in there? 9 times out of 10, if I'm being honest, we give people the grace that we want, right? We give people the time and we give people that grace, that compassion that we want. That's a lot of it. So maybe we didn't get it as a child. Maybe we didn't get someone who really loved us or listened to us or saw us, right? And so now we call ourselves, well, I'm going to show up for others in that way. I'm going to show up for others in the way I wish others shown up for me. But here's what I want you to think about. I need you to show up for you. Okay? When others don't show up for you in childhood, when others don't love and care for you and have, you do it for you. Okay? That's the first person that should get the love and care and compassion and empathy is you. And then if your cup runneth over onto that plate, okay, so your teacup is on the plate. If there's some in that plate, then you can give it to other people. But the first person that's going to get it is me. I can give it to myself. And that's where a lot of women have got to get. We're so busy trying to give other people what we wished other people gave to us. No, just give it to yourself. Just give it to yourself. And let me tell you, that's the greatest investment you're going to make because you're here. You're here for yourself all the time. You'll never let yourself down. You'll keep your word to yourself. You're always there. You always got your back. Like that's a great person. A great person to invest in is you. That's the best person for you to invest in is yourself. But y'all out here investing in people that you're not seeing any return on. You just invest in your time and your energy and your effort and your this and your that. And it's basically a gamble. It's like putting your money down on the craps table and throwing craps every time. Oh, loss. Oh, wipe out. Oh, and y'all keep going back. You keep going back. You keep gambling with certain people and you keep crapping out when you really need to turn all of that energy into yourself and your children and your family and your friends and your home and other things you got going on. Those are better investments. I told a client this just last night. I said, look, right now in 2024, it's June 1st, 2024. You ready? Dealing with men is a gamble. It's a gamble. Now, some people are winning, just like Vegas, right? I go to Vegas every year, like clockwork. I take about $300-400 and I gamble. I go to different casinos. I have some favorite casinos and I gamble. And I kid y'all not, some years I win. Some years I double or triple my money. And look, as soon as it happened, I'm like, I'm good. I get straight up. They like, you don't want to keep playing? No. Soon as my money double or triple, I'm straight. I get up and then I go do everything else that Vegas has to offer. I don't go in another casino. I'm good. I leave when I'm on top. Anita know better, right? Some years I go and I lose it all. That's what dealing with men is like in 2024. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. I hate to say that. I hate to admit it, but I'm going to admit it because that's what I'm seeing. Some people are winning. A lot of people are losing. But guess what's an investment in 2024? Guess what will always have a return? Guess what will always return good dividends? Investing in your children. Investing in your healthy friendships. Investing in your relationships, like your family relationships, right? So your healthy family members, not the toxic ones, not the codependent ones, not them, but the healthy people, your mama, your daddy, if they're healthy, right? Your aunties, your grandma, that is an investment. Okay? Your pets, that's an investment. That's something that will always yield good dividends, right? And let me tell y'all, my baby puppy, my puppy is driving me up the wall. She driving me. Look, my best friend be laughing. He be hearing me on the phone, screaming and yelling and picking up poop and all the things, right? He be laughing. I said, but you know what? You can laugh all you want, bro, because in 2 years, this dog gonna be on it. This dog gonna be on it. We ain't gonna have these pooping problems. We ain't gonna have these destructive problems. Like, I'm investing. I'm training every day and investing in her so that 2 years from now, all that investment is going to come right back. We're going to have sit. We're going to have lay. We're going to have stay. We're going to have all the commands down. We're going to have all the commands. They're going to be crackerjack straight in 2 years. That's the beauty of our pets. That's the beauty of our animals, is whatever we put into them, we are guaranteed to get back. Okay, that behavioral training, they work every time. And all you got to do is be consistent. I got a dog that turned 16. He turned 16 last weekend. And when I tell y'all, that's my ace. That's my ace. That's my man. Okay? Reliable. All right? Loyal. That's 16 years of investment. Okay? That dog is still bringing me joy to this day. Invest in your home. Right now, I got about $200,000 worth of equity in my home. That's a pretty good investment. That's a pretty good investment, right? That's a pretty good investment. That home that I bought is yielding dividends. Okay? Invest in your work. Invest in your personal development. Invest in yourself. That has returns. But if I'm being honest, right now, dealing with men is a gamble. It's a gamble. And my client says, I'm tired. I can't do it no more. I don't have it in me. Okay, then that means you need to invest. Because when I go to Vegas and I'm riding high and I'm feeling good, I'm ready to gamble. I'm ready to gamble. My mind is right. I'm ready to have fun. I'm ready to gamble. And guess what, y'all? When I go to Vegas, it's like whatever happens, happens. I already set my mind up. I could win big. I could lose it all. So that's the attitude. That's the mindset you have to have right now if you out here and you want to deal with men. You have to have a very strong mindset. You cannot put all your eggs in one singular basket. You cannot, go out here to the casino and put your money down with fear. And, oh my God, if I don't win, I'm going to be so. See, then you need to invest. That's a sign that you need to invest. You don't need to be out here gambling. But that's where a lot of women are. They're not in a good headspace and they're out here gambling and they're crapping out. They're losing. They losing over and over and over. And then that takes its toll. And pretty soon I can't deal with nobody and I don't want no men. And I'm just going, okay. But you have to have your mindset right. Because if you don't, like I said, people can pick up on that energy. So get your mind right. But right now, I hate to even admit that, but it's the truth. It's like gambling. Dealing with men right now is like gambling. You win some, you lose some. So that's it. But stop allowing men who don't even want the job. They don't even want the title of husband or boyfriend. Stop that. Fire them. Leave them alone. Focus on yourself. Invest in the things that I mentioned that actually yield dividends. That's what you need to do. But y'all keep wanting to gamble. And then God help you if you lose. Then you in the session with me like, oh my God. And I just can't take it no more. Okay, then start investing. I invest in my stock portfolio. I invest in buying stocks and buying bonds and other things. Like, okay, things that I know over time are going to yield a dividend. But no, y'all keep wanting to go out here to the casino every weekend and and again, it's great when you win. It's great when you win, and it sucks when you lose. So get your mind right. But please fire any man that does not want the job of being your husband. Please start that. And let me say this. If you are 30, to me, that is a full-fledged marriage, kids, mortgage, that's an adult. It drives me bonkers when I hear 30-year-old people talking like they're 16 or 18. Well, I'm not ready to be someone's mom. I'm not ready to get married. What? My mother was 24, married with 2 children, a mortgage, 2 car notes, a full-time job, a government job at 24. And you 30 years old and you not what? What kind of adolescent, like what? Because y'all already know. 25. I'm showing you grace by letting you be dumb from 18 to 25. When you turn 25, it is husband material men only. It is father material men only. And if you need to reach up, if you need to go to 27 or 29 or 31, do that. But stop playing these games with these men and letting these men burn up your youth and beauty, burn up your virtue, because they sexy, because they mysterious, because they, I don't know, fill in the blank, tall, or whatever it is they got going on, because they flashy, because they took me on some trip or took me here. Leave these men alone. If they don't want the job of husband, or at least being your full-time boyfriend, fire them. Fire them and find a man who does. And there are men out here that do. But fire him. And like I've always said, we have the power to turn this around. Women have the power to turn all of this around. We have to stick together. We have to be of one accord. We have to stick together. We have to walk away from dating apps. We have to walk away from the foolishness. We have to keep our legs closed. And then things will change. And it might even happen slowly. That's why I keep telling women, you're going to have to be patient. It's not going to change in 2 weeks. It's not going to change in a month, but it will change. It will change. Go within yourself, invest in yourself, and the other things I spoke of, focus on yourself. And men will be like, what in the, they really ain't messing with us like this. Like, oh my God, we might have to, and here's the thing that we're not talking enough about. Initially, the men will push back. They will act out. Right? I'm just going to be honest and say that. They will act out and they will push back. And you got to be ready for that. But just let that give you even more resolve that I'm not budging. Once you see them start acting out and acting up, that's a sign that what you're doing is working. Okay? The more emboldened men become, it's actually a sign that what you're doing is working. So leave them alone. Step back. Okay? Have standards. I know plenty of women out here that are still dating. They're dating with high standards. And they're just, they're just, nope. That's my standard. And they don't let men get them off their standard. They don't let these podcasters or these YouTube channels get them off their standards. They are resolved. That's where I'm at. I'm resolved. There's nothing a man can tell me like, oh, and you're going to die alone. You're going to die with your cats. That's not bad. Like, that's actually a great existence. Like, can I be honest? dying with my pets, dying, with my children and my grandchildren by my side, that's a wonderful life. Like, that sounds amazing. Like, that sounds pretty amazing. So, okay. That's all I got. Like that little cut, it really isn't anymore. And I think women are finally waking up and realizing that. Like, that's okay. That sounds wonderful. And I would like to see more women come together and live communally until they marry or until they find their person. Just live communally, support each other in motherhood. I would love to see that. I would love to create like a village or I don't know, some sort of communal living of some sort. I would love to do that because I do think we need more support. I think we need each other. So, all right, let me get in here. My clients are going to be here in 11 minutes. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for doing all of the things, for liking this video, for subscribing, for sharing it with someone that you think could benefit from it. And please leave a comment. I love all of your comments. I read all of your comments. I'm not able to answer all of them, but I do read all of them and I really appreciate them. And let me know your thoughts. But we got to turn this ship around, and it's going to start with us, I believe. Men keep saying, oh, the men need to lead and this and that, and men need to, okay. And I love that. But the truth of the matter is, I don't know if I see that happening. Like, I don't know if I see men stepping up and getting better. Some men will, but a lot of men are checked out. And like I said, between porn, between dating apps, between video games and weed and drinking, men are checked out. Men are completely checked out. There's some men who are not even employed. There's some men who don't drive. They live at home. Like, they're checked out. They're literally, life is passing them by and they seem okay with it. So it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. So, all right. So I will talk with you all later. I am going to vlog my trip to Houston because I'm super excited. So I'm going to take you all along with me and do a vlog all about my trip to Houston. Y'all are going to think this is crazy, but I am leaving for Houston this afternoon, and I do not have a place to stay. Isn't that crazy? And this has become like a regular thing with me, where I find a place to stay the day of me leaving. Isn't that crazy? That's becoming a regular thing now, where I just get on Priceline app, get on Airbnb. Like, I just get on the app while I'm in the airport, and I will find a place to stay the day that I'm flying out. Isn't that crazy? But this is what I want to tell y'all. This is a little travel tip, okay? And I'm not a travel channel, but I'm going to give y'all this little tip. I find the best deals doing that. I find some stellar deals just getting on my phone, getting on my app, and finding a place the same day I'm going to be there. It just is amazing. And people say, well, you've never gotten stuck. You've never not had but no, I have never not had a place to stay. So let's see. We're going to go on this adventure together and we're going to see what happens. All right. Thank you so much for joining, you all. I love you. Have a wonderful day. And as always, stay open to love.